Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to talk to you guys about downsizing and why it's hard and also why it's really important to do that. So recently, GameStop decided to do a pro week. They do these every couple months. And this week they're doing a 20% more trade-in if you're a pro member, and I happen to be one. And I kind of looked at the games that I wanted to get for the rest of the year, and I wanted to trade some stuff in. That way I can easily afford them and not have to spend so much on them. Among the things I'm taking to trade in the GameStop is this Game Boy Advance SP right here. And I have no attachment to this device whatsoever. I never grew up with one. I played it when I was a kid from friends at school, but I never owned one myself. So I'm selling the Game Boy Advance SP as well as the Mega Man Extreme 2 for the Game Boy Color, and the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, as well as the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, I think is what it's called, as well as, well, this one I'm kind of iffy on selling or not, but it's Metroid Fusion. So like I said, I didn't grow up with one of these, so I have zero attachment to the system and most of the games except for that last one. But, I have no use for them. I don't really play the thing since I bought it. And, it could go to someone who actually will use it, hopefully. So that's why I'm getting rid of those. I'm also getting rid of the Dante's Inferno, the Divine Edition. I'm never going to play this version of the game. If you watched my collection video, I only bought that for trophies, but I don't care about the game enough to actually obtain it. So that's going, as well as the Prince of Persia, the HD trilogy. Now, those ports are pretty bad, so I don't have any intentions of playing it, and I do have them on Xbox, so I'll play those versions instead. As well as Aliens Fireteam Elite. So this was one of the more recent games I played in the last month, and I did enjoy it, but it's not a game that I'll miss if I get rid of it. So that's why that's going. And the last thing I'm taking is Shin Megami Tensei, the Steelbook Launch Edition. So I have the Vengeance version of the game, so I don't really need the Steelbook Launch Edition. It's the inferior version, but the Steelbook is pretty cool, but it's not enough of a reason to keep the game itself when I have the better version. So that's why I'm selling all of that stuff. So the reason I wanted to talk to you guys about this is because the pro sale and the trade-in offer that GameStop's doing, but as well as like why it's important to downsize in particular, because if you just buy, the more games you have, the less likely you are going to play all of them, and you're going to have this really big backlog that's going to take you years to get through, and you might not even ever finish it. And depending on how you feel, you might not play the game you say you're going to play. You might play your comfort game or something else. So I think it's important and to be realistic on like why are you buying these games and why are you collecting them? Are you collecting them just for collecting purposes, if that's what you want to do? Or do you actually genuinely want to play all the games that you buy? So that's my thing. I do want to play all these games, but some of these games are not the best versions out there, or there's games I just don't care about anymore that I once did. So that's why I think it's important to kind of be realistic with yourself on why you buy games and why you collect them. So I was reminded of a video that I watched a couple years ago from one of the YouTube people that I watch. His name is Industrial Gamer. If you guys haven't checked his YouTube channel, I highly suggest you do. He has some very interesting topics he talks about, and The reminiscing videos he does for his games that he plays is really cool. But the video I'm talking about in particular is called Advice for Aspiring Game Collectors, and he pretty much goes into detail on why he collects the games that he has and where it all started. That kind of like hit home for me, so I started to look at my stuff and realize there's certain things that I bought just to buy because of FOMO or because it's rare, and I don't want to be like that. So I'm getting rid of some of my stuff. So this is like the first step of me getting rid of some of my stuff. I have gotten rid of games before in the past, but sometimes I end up rebuying some stuff, and that's also a problem that I need to fix. But it's good. It feels good, but it is very difficult to downsize because you start to make excuses on why you should keep this game. Oh, I am gonna play it. Oh, maybe it might be more expensive or something. Just ridiculous excuses, but in your heart you're never gonna play the game. So what's the point in keeping it? FOMO is really like the biggest weakness for me. When I see something that's popular, I want to have it, but I know that I genuinely don't really care for whatever it is that's popular. Like some of the limited print stuff or the reprints, a lot of the stuff I don't really care for, but I end up buying because I see that it's a reprint and it's a game that's hard to find. But I don't care about the game itself. I just care about that it was a limited thing. But I'm starting to get better with that. I haven't really bought that much from limited print companies like Limited Run or Strictly Limited, like those types of websites. I try to avoid those now because they're artificially limited. So there's no really point to buy the games from there. And plus the quality of their stuff and releases have gone a little downhill for the last couple of years. You really got to think what you do want, what you actually care about, and whether or not your interest in the game is still there or not. Because if you buy a game and you're interested in it, you will either play it right away or you play it later down the line, but eventually that interest fades and it's just sitting there, not doing anything. So it's better to just take it out of your collection and sell it than keep it for years and never play it. Because if you have games that you've had in your collection for like 10 years, what are the chances of you actually playing the game now? Not likely. So it's better to just sell it to someone or trade it into GameStop to help buy newer games, because maybe you do want to play these games but you're very interested in everything that's coming out right now, so you never play the other games because there's always something new and you'd rather play that, which is fine. But you gotta realize that is what you really want, and you don't really want to play the old games. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys on your thoughts on downsizing, whether or not you've done it before or you're thinking about doing it, and what's holding you back. But I do think that is a healthy thing to do and something you should consider. So anyways, guys, thank you.